All right, the new G.I. Joe Classified is here, Figurama peoples. It's the dynamic duo of Mutt and Junkyard. This is the newest deluxe release in the Classified series, and this is definitely one of the classic Joe characters that I've been looking for a long time. So let's check them out and enjoy our plastic together. All right, Mutt and Junkyard are here. It's the newest deluxe figure from G.I. Joe Classified, like I said before. Got a lot of accessories in there. And one thing with a lot of the deluxe figures that's different than the regular figures is the regular figures really do. One of the strengths of them is they hold all their accessories. With deluxe figures, typically you can't do that because as you can see, he's got 3 different goggles here, I guess. Maybe one's of a mask. I don't know. Let's see where we get out. But he's got a bunch of hands too, obviously. He can't keep hands on his body, but hopefully all the other stuff will put on his body too. So don't get this confused. He's Mutt and he's Junkyard. So this Classified figure is loosely based on the very first version of Mutt and Junkyard from Series 3 in 1984. I never had that version growing up. I had actually version 3. He's got a blue vest on there, and Junkyard definitely looks a little bit different. He's almost, I don't know, he doesn't look like the same type of dog, and I definitely don't have him anymore. I think I actually have Junkyard still in a box somewhere. I can't quite find him. I like to show off my old ones when I open the new ones, but I can't find him. If I find him before the end of this video, I'll just edit it in with movie magic. And like always, before we open the box, let's talk about the character a little bit. He was actually in the cartoon quite a lot. It wasn't a major character that I remember, but he was definitely there because I do remember Junkyard quite a lot. And he's actually in the comic book. Now, from my memory, from my nostalgia, I don't remember him being a major part in the comic book, but he definitely was there. Like, I've seen pictures. And I read most of the Marvel run when I was a kid. Maybe I'm just not remembering the, exact, if he had any like storylines in the Marvel comic book, but he was there. So I would say he's like a medium character in both the cartoon and the comic book. But he's definitely a fan favorite. He was one of the first G.I. Joes to actually come with an animal. And just his personality, which definitely comes through in the picture right here, and his face has got a lot of personality, and it looks pretty darn cool with this windowed package again. All right, on the first side, you got the QR code that goes to the store. He's 113 in the series. You actually have bigger icons now, so I thought they were going to try to do away with the icons secretly, but they actually blew them up a little bit. And the other side, I can't fit it in the frame. The other side, you have the same art as the front. You got handsome dog and handsome man right there, 113. And the back is sort of a new style back. Like the backs that we've been getting lately have been just the static render and then all the accessories and then just a couple shots or whatever. But this is a big sort of, CGI picture with a background and everything. Looks pretty cool. It does have those 3 sort of up close shots right there too. And the icons, he's security, light weapons, jungle environment, and animal handling, obviously. And this is going to be the first video I film with my new microphone because my old one broke. So hopefully this sounds good. We'll see when I get to post-production. But that's it. That's Junkyard, Mutt and Junkyard in a nutshell. So let's get them open and, I don't know, talk about them some more. All right, well, I have a surprise. I did look through my box because I really wanted to find my Junkyard dog. And surprise, I actually found my Mutt too. I still have Mutt. So this is the Series 3 Mutt and Junkyard. So take a look. This is what the classic ones look like. So we'll compare, Junkyard when we get to Junkyard, I guess. But this is, the version, these aren't analog, right? Because this is based on his version 1 figure, which has the brown and the green. This is the version 3 figure, which is like it was one of the DEA or whatever it was called, drug fighter peoples. But he was pretty awesome. He came with a big backpack that shot a net out or something like that. I definitely dug playing with him, Mutt Junkyard, when I was growing up, but this is my childhood Mutt Junkyard. So definitely not the same as this one, because like I said, this one's based on version number 1. And you know, first thoughts right out of the package is I definitely love the aesthetic of it. I love the face sculpt especially, and this vest right here. I don't see a lot of reuse. I'm pretty sure the legs and the knee pads and the boots are reused from someone else. Enough of it's new to make a deluxe figure, I'm sure. I'm sure the chest is someone else too, because this vest is just an overlay on it. But you know, the new sculpted stuff on here looks awesome. I especially like the vest, like I said, and the head sculpt. The head sculpt, this is a home run for the G.I. Joe team right here. You know, it's been a little hit or miss lately, I guess you could say. But this one is so unique, even though, you know, not the best looking dude in the world, but it's so unique. And, you know, he has the name of Mutt. He's a little, you know, his character-wise, Mutt's a little rough around the edges, right? Like you know, he's got the same, you know, IQ as Junkyard almost. So, you know, I think the look really fits that aesthetic. And I definitely like the color scheme too. The color scheme looks really good. The red with the green with the, you know, lighter brown. It definitely stands out. And it's definitely, if you've seen the Series 1 Mutt before, and you look at this guy from a distance, there's no way you can confuse him with anyone else. Like, this is definitely Mutt. Articulation-wise, same G.I. Joe articulation. I don't quite go over it every single one of these episodes because I've been over so many G.I. Joe classified figures. It's basically the same. He does have butterfly joints in there. You can't see them because of the vest. You can see them if you look in the side. So he does have the newer butterfly joints in there, you know, bicep swivel, double elbows, double knees. He's got the same ankle articulation as most of the Joes. Same hand articulation too, forward and backwards. Moving hand right there. His neck does move, so his head moves and his neck moves a little bit. Obviously, there's probably an ab crunch in there because this is probably reuse on the inside, but because of the vest in there, you're not going to get any real ab movement right there. But, you know, this vest is killer. This vest looks good. I like it. It's not super puffy like some of the vests in the past. Very slender, and it looks really good on him. I especially like the touch on this belt on the back, this little canister, like a, I don't know, spray canister, bear spray, pepper spray, something or other. It looks really good. Paint work is pretty good, especially like the details of, you know, this badge right here. The paint work on the face, like I talked about the sculpt work on the face, but the paint work looks great too, especially the eyes and the mouth. And it does have a little bit of like stubble painted on, which is really good, which, you know, he's got some arm hair down here, some chest hair right there, which always looks good on these figures. But the you know, 5 o'clock shadow on his face, like that's just the icing on the cake. That looks really good. Impressed with the character aesthetically so far. The articulation is there. He's got, you know, the normal G.I. Joe articulation. Like, I think this is pretty cool. This is a pretty darn cool figure so far. And now we need to check out Junkyard.
What the dog doing?
So we'll go over the good first. There is a lot of good and there's a little bit of bad on Junkyard. So the articulation and just the look of him is honestly awesome. Like, I definitely like it. They definitely changed him from, you know, the original dog. As you can see, it doesn't even look like almost the same breed of dog, but maybe it's just because this is such an old dog, you know, sculpt work wasn't like it is nowadays back then, but it definitely, you know, I'm not sure which canon breed he is, but you know, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a Rottweiler. I had a Rottweiler when I was growing up, my dad did, and it's very Rottweiler-esque. So let's go over the articulation because, you know, G.I. Joe's been doing really good on animal articulation. I just did a short about Snake Eyes and Timber. I finally got a Snake Eyes and a Timber, and Timber is awesome. And Junkyard fits the same articulation, right? He's got ball joints right there. He's got, you know, joints to put the paws up like that. He's got another 2 more joints right here. The foot is fully articulated, plus he's got another one right there on his leg. If you go to the back, it gets a lot of movement, you could splay him out a little bit or put him together. You know, he's got the articulation there, and there. There's 3 points again on each leg. His head articulates, and also the neck articulates a little bit. It doesn't move quite all that much, but you know, it's there. And he does have a swivel right here at the waist too. So at the waist, this is a dog. I don't know if you call this a waist on a dog. It's there, I guess. And no tail. He's got the little cut Rottweiler tail. And so the sculpt work is really good here. I definitely think the head work is awesome. I like the other head a little bit better, so we'll check that in a second. You know, he's got this separate piece right here, that red sort of spiked collar. He's got a vest on, like a, you know, military sort of vest with a handle on it. I've seen these before. I'm not sure if it has a proper term, but the sculpt work is really good. The paint work is really good. The only thing that I do not like about Junkyard, it really stands out to me. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing I am by looking at it. It really, really stands out. These feet have no paint on them whatsoever. And they're bright orange. Like, they do not fit with the rest of the dog. They stand out like a sore thumb. I mean, I think it looks quite not good. That's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, let me know below. I don't know. It seems so out of place. Like, why would they do this great paint job with the fade and everything? All up here, it's got, you know, the brown and the black, the paint job on the face and everything. And then you have these completely unpainted orange feet with a big, you know, it's got a big joint on it that stands out too. Like, it really, really stands out to me. Like, it looks like he's wearing like orange booties. I don't know. Maybe if just the color was a little bit different, a little bit darker, it wouldn't stand out as much. But I can't see it. Like, it looks like he's wearing little pumpkins on his feet. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird design choice for that, but it is Hasbro after all. Ruff, ruff. So he does have an alternate head. So we'll check out his alternate head right now. We will decapitate him. All right, and there's his alternate head right there. So you can see the difference between the two. This one, you know, he's got a slightly more snarl, and this one, he's just a goofy little goofball that wants a dog treat. And I actually like this one. I like his goofy head. It looks so goofy. It looks great. So, I mean, overall, he looks great, except for these feet. These feet, I'm telling you, they're gonna bother me. Looking at these feet, I don't know quite why they did that with zero paint accents on them. Ruff, ruff. I don't know. All right, so back to Mutt. Let's talk about his accessories. He does come with 2 goggles. So again, just like General Hawk, I think, came with 2. One that fit on his face and one that fit on his helmet. So the original figure didn't have separate goggles that would go on the face. They were just on the helmet. So let's check them out with the goggles on the face. So this is an extra accessory that the original figure did not have. So there's him with his goggles, you know, on his head. It looks pretty good. I actually like that look quite a lot. It looks pretty good. And he does come with, you know, the signature helmet. So let's see if the helmet actually fits on with the goggles. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. That is Mutt. That is Mutt right there. Again, this is the one I had. So it's a little bit different, but the original figure had one of these, you know, military style bucket helmets. So that looks pretty good. And then let's get the goggles on the helmet. All right, so these are the goggles I got on the helmet. So that's what he looks like with them on the helmet. Again, look just fine and dandy. I actually like him with the goggles on his face. So I think I'm going to display him with the goggles on his face. These are very tight. Very hard to get him on the helmet, especially straight. But obviously you can do it. That's what he looks like with them on. And he also does come with a mask. And the original figure did come with a mask. I don't think you can put this over the head. So I think you might have to take the head off to put this on. So let's find out together. So yeah, you have to take the head off to put this mask on, but that looks awesome. Like, I don't know, that is a great accessory right there. Let's see what it looks like with the mask and the goggles on. So I'm not going to display them like this. So I think I'm either going to do mask, goggles off, or goggles in helmet on. I haven't quite decided yet, but this looks too far removed from Mutt. He's not identifiable. So I think he is still a little identifiable with just the mask on. Just that, you know, crazy look on his face, maybe with the helmet too. That's what he looks like with the mask and just the helmet on. And he's definitely, I think he's still identifiable as Mutt. But you know, I think with the goggles too, I think it hides him a little too much. So then continuing with the accessories, he does have a small knife here. It is, you know, painted on accents. It's a little bent straight out of the package, which, you know, one of my pet peeves, but you know, it's a little knife. Hopefully he has a holster on his body. We'll look in a second. But you know, black handle, silver blade. I'm sure it's reused from somewhere. He's got a little handgun too. But again, the paint accents make all the difference in the world with these things. If these were just plain plastic, then, you know, it would look kind of boring. But it looks good. The green matches him, and the black matches him too. All right, gun in the holster. And he does have a knife holder right there. So he's no Snow Serpent. The guy that came, the deluxe figure with no place to put his knife. So it's got a knife there, handgun there. Next accessory, we'll see if it goes on him. He obviously has a police stick. I mean, come on. He's got to have one. And the original figure did come with a nightstick too, but it did have a tie at the end. It had like a, you know, string at the end. So it's definitely a little bit different. I'm pretty sure this is reused from somewhere, or I thought I've seen it somewhere. I don't know, but it's just straight black. It's a normal, you know, sort of nightstick, baton, police baton. And then he does have an automatic rifle of some sort. He did come with a machine gun, the original figure. The original figure actually came with a helmet, face mask, machine gun, a nightstick, and there was a leash. There was actually a leash for Junkyard. This one doesn't come with a leash because he's got that harness on him. But anyways, so this does not look like the original machine gun he had. This is definitely a more, you know, modern look, like an AK type weapon of some sort. The ammo clip does come off, it does come on, and it, you know, it's got that paint accent on it. It is made with the softer plastic like most G.I. Joe accessories, so you can tell. Well, you can look at it, it's bent a little bit, just a tiny bit. It's got a little, you know, little right lean to it, but it's not too bad right out of the package. So the details are good, it looks great. I'm sure it's reused from somewhere though. And then lots of hands. That's the biggest thing G.I. Joe Deluxe figures have been doing, because, you know, G.I. Joe's not really a series that they've done multiple hands in for regular figures. Randomly, some regular figures have had an extra hand, like Rock and Roll and everything, but the Deluxe figures definitely are coming with hands. And G.I. Joe actually does a really good job with the hands, like for sure. So he's got, you know, a straight hand right here. He's got a, you know, a semi straight hand. I don't know what you want to call that. There's like a pinching hand right here. Maybe it's to hold like the goggles or something. Or maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's Junkyard's harness or something like that. He's got a pointing finger right here. He's got a punching hand right there. And then another, you know, semi closed hand, I guess. This looks like for a smaller accessories. So maybe this is the, hey, let's hold the goggles or something hand. But you know, the hands have these paint accents because it does have those, he has those guards on his gloves. So all the hands look really good. And he's got, I don't know, he should have a hand for anything you want him to have a hand for. But that's it. That's all of his accessories. That's everything, you know, sort of on him, except for the optional pieces, like however you're going to set up the head. Mutt in Junkyard, the tag team extraordinaire. I can't wait. After opening this figure, I'm very impressed. I can't wait actually for Law and Order. Law and Order were my top animal human pair because, you know, I love the G.I. Joe movie. You all know this. I love the G.I. Joe movie, and Law and Order were in the G.I. Joe movie. But Mutt and Junkyard are classic Joes. And, you know, there's a couple, you know, things that I'm not too happy with. The foot on those. But that's about it. Everything else on, you know, his body and everything, Junkyard's face sculpts and everything. Like, I think it's a very good set. I think it's definitely worth it for sure. He's a little accessory light, but he's got Junkyard. Junkyard's a huge accessory, and that's, you know, that's the price of admission right there. So let's take some pictures and give some final thoughts that are not just the thoughts that I just said. They're final thoughts. I like to do final thoughts twice. I right, so guys, gals, non-binary pals, that is Mutt Junkyard, the newest deluxe G.I. Classifieds by Hasbro. I definitely love him as a character, Mutt Junkyard. I love them as characters. I love Mutt himself. I love the mask. I love the way they did. I think the goggles were very well done. I definitely like the vest on him for sure. I super love the color scheme. They nailed the colors. They nailed his look from that first figure. Junkyard is a very good animal. G.I. Classifieds are great at the animals. This is another exceptional animal, except for those unpainted pumpkin feet. I don't know what's up with that. Looks kind of ridiculous, but that's what we got. So we got to live with it. So thanks for tuning in. Figurama is going to get more regular updates as we go. So please keep tuning in, helping us grow and everything. And I don't know, peace out. Let's enjoy our plastic together. enemyzero signing off.
What the dog doing?